Islam Makhachev snapped when asked about Khabib's legacy, calling it a stupid question. He emphasized that Khabib sacrificed everything to help him and others become champions.
I don't know, this question is like, some of them ask me, you want to defend the belt more than Khabib? We never talk about this, and you know, it's like, for me it's the stupid questions, you know, because he's my brother, you know. If he don't want to I beat his record, he never helped me, you know. But you know, he's still, I told you, he's still like now 2 months without family. He support all team, you know. These guys just dream for him to make the new champions in our gym, you know. Because one of the day he told me, because
Islam Makhachev is preparing for one of the biggest challenges of his career as he moves up to welterweight to face champion Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 322. After years of dominating at lightweight, he now aims to become a 2-division UFC champion. While confident in his preparation, Islam has made it clear he is not underestimating Della Maddalena's striking or the danger he brings inside the octagon.
This camp is really hard, you know. I gain weight and become big, you know. And you know, the opponent, my sparring partners, I changed there. Some guys, they're also very big, you know. That's why it's very hard camp. We did like first camp for the lifting, you know. It's the weights which I use in the training. Everything is changing, you know. It's become very hard. And now I feel good, just still a little bit jet lag after the fly. But he's good, striking is good, his boxing is very good, you know. And his wrestling not so good, but he good in the ground. He know how to defend, how to escape, how to get up, you know. He have good skills in the ground also, but I saw his wrestling just not good, but he know how to defend, you know. And like, he's striking really good. That's why he's one of the best in the world, and he's a world champion right now.
In recent interviews, Islam spoke about the demanding training camp and the difficulty of gaining weight while keeping his conditioning at the highest level. He also shared details about his strategy, acknowledging Jack Della Maddalena's sharp boxing and striking abilities, while noting his weaknesses in wrestling. With guidance from his coach Khabib Nurmagomedov, Islam explained that his grappling skills would be the key to success, expressing confidence that this approach will lead him to another dominant victory.
What has been Khabib's biggest message to you during this camp?
It's not secret. He told me, like, take him down, try to take him down and make him tired there. And I think I can finish him in the ground, you know. I can choke him, do some like armbar something, because I feel, you know, I saw his skills in the ground. He good, but I have something more.
Former welterweight champion Kamaru Usman shared his thoughts on Islam Makhachev's move up to face Jack Della Maddalena. As someone who ruled the same division for years, Usman understands the challenges of competing at the highest level of welterweight, and his comments reflect the growing anticipation for this matchup between Makhachev, the dominant lightweight champion, and Della Maddalena, a powerful and precise striker.
How do you think it will play out?
It's a very, very intriguing fight. JDM is growing at a rapid pace, and we all know what Islam possesses, and we know how good Islam is. So I'm intrigued about that fight. I don't think, because I feel like some people are kind of, initially when that fight was being announced, people were like, oh, this Islam's gonna do this, Islam's gonna take care of him, or JDM's too big. I think now we're starting to understand that fight's gonna be a lot closer than we think.
Dan Hardy, a former UFC fighter and respected analyst, recently shared his thoughts on the upcoming clash between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena. Hardy has long admired Della Maddalena's technical boxing, calling him one of the best pure strikers in mixed martial arts. He recalled that even when discussions began about fighters like Francis Ngannou crossing into boxing, he was already praising Jack's skill and composure. His respect for Della Maddalena highlights how dangerous the Australian's striking can be, especially against a grappling-heavy opponent like Makhachev.
Man, I've been high on JDM for a long time. You know, I remember doing interviews back when Ngannou was crossing over to boxing, and people were talking about who's got the best hands in MMA, and I was saying JDM at the time. I mean, his boxing's always impressed me. But at this point, I feel like Islam's moving up a weight class at the right time. You know, there are a lot of fighters that stay in a weight class for too long, and they seem to kind of stifle their physical growth. I don't think Islam can stay healthy and stay in that lightweight division for any longer, and I think right now he's allowed himself to move into a division where...
Hardy also praised Islam's decision to move up to welterweight, believing the timing is perfect for his physical development and long-term health. He compared Makhachev's situation to Terence Crawford's move up in boxing, suggesting that Islam's body is now ready to grow into the new division. Hardy described Makhachev's overall game as one of the most complete in the sport, combining world-class wrestling, grappling, and evolving striking.
His body's just going to grow into it. He's going to be incredibly powerful. You know, I've been having the similar kind of conversation in my head with Crawford coming up against Canelo as well, you know what I mean? Like, what's Crawford going to look like going up a weight? And I think his body's ready to do it, same as Islam. And I just think Islam's all-round game is so problematic for any single fighter. I see him taking it, and I can see him probably a 50-50 striking exchange, Makhachev winning with a kicking advantage, but then he's grappling and his wrestling taking over, probably winning by sub in the championship rounds.
In response to Ilia Toporia's mocking remarks about Islam Makhachev's humble background, Umar Nurmagomedov answered with calm authority, choosing to rise above the insult rather than meet it with hostility. He reminded everyone that respect, humility, and composure are values deeply rooted in their team's culture. For Umar, Islam's simple upbringing and connection to his homeland symbolize discipline, gratitude, and balance, the same qualities that have fueled his success as a champion.
Manny Pacquiao once was said that any fighter that talks down will eventually be the one who be brought down in a ring. So I think that those words mean something, and you know, there's other things that we could say. We can kind of match him on the same energy. We can say that, you know, if he loses, he can go back to a store and start selling clothes again or whatever he does. And
Toporia's comments, seen by many as crossing a line and turning friendly competition into personal disrespect, sparked widespread backlash from fans and fighters who felt he was trying to provoke Makhachev's team. Umar made it clear that farming or living humbly is not something to mock, but something to respect, as it reflects a grounded mindset and strong character.
You know, with or without being a champion, Islam has a farm and he's got the sheep that he herds there. He does the farmer stuff there, so it doesn't have to do anything with the fighting. It's something separate that he does. So you can get on to that level or on that level and be like them, but there's no reason for that. That's not something that we bring ourselves down to.
Light heavyweight contender Johnny Walker expressed admiration for Islam Makhachev's skill and toughness ahead of his move to welterweight. He noted that stepping into a new division brings major challenges, from facing bigger opponents to adapting to new levels of power and pace, but he believes Islam's technical ability and disciplined mindset will help him overcome those tests and perform well against Jack Della Maddalena.
Who do you favor in that fight?
I think Islam. Yeah, he's been a really tough fight and incredible technique for the last all his career, no? And I believe he still can get it. But as I said, it's a new division, new body type, new power, everything. It's moving up. It's a big testing for him, but I believe he can do good too.
Former interim welterweight champion Colby Covington shared his excitement for the upcoming clash between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena, calling it one of the most intriguing matchups of the year. He acknowledged that while Makhachev will be the smaller man moving up from lightweight, his well-rounded skills in elite wrestling make him a dangerous opponent. Covington noted that the betting odds heavily favor Makhachev due to Della Maddalena's defensive vulnerabilities, yet he admitted that Jack's sharp boxing and knockout power could still make the fight unpredictable and thrilling for fans.
Yeah, it's an interesting fight. I'm excited to see how it goes. You know, Islam, is a lightweight. He's going to be a little smaller in the fight, but he's a well-rounded fighter. So, if he's able to take down JDM and control him, he could definitely get the job done. But it's going to be interesting to see how the size advantage plays a difference in the fight.
Who do you favor?
I mean, I seen the odds were pretty big. They favored Makhachev like 3-1. So I guess I got to go with the odds if they're going 3-1. But just because JDM doesn't have good takedown defense, but you never know. It's a fight, and JDM has some good hands, so it should be an exciting fight for the fans.
Bantamweight contender Merab Dvalishvili also shared his thoughts on the upcoming matchup between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena, offering respect to both fighters. Known for his relentless wrestling style and sharp fight IQ, Merab highlighted the contrast between Jack's striking and Islam's grappling skills. He noted that Makhachev's ability to study opponents and make adjustments sets him apart from most fighters, suggesting that his tactical approach could play a key role in this bout. Confident in Islam's adaptability and ground control, Merab believes he has what it takes to capture a second UFC title and further solidify his legacy.
It's gonna be hard for him, but it's possible to Islam Makhachev wins the second belt. JDM is great fighter, great striker, but Islam is tricky. He has a good wrestling, and he's southpaw. He don't get hits, but he takes people down and he mauls people down. So, and also we all see the JDM Belal Muhammad's fight, and then I'm sure Islam will take lots of lessons from this fight, and maybe Islam will make some adjustment. It's possible. It's gonna be hard, but Islam can win the second belt.
Lightweight veteran Beneil Dariush shared his honest view on the Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena fight, noting that moving up in weight could test Islam in new ways. He believes Jack's size and strong cardio might give him an edge, but admitted the matchup is close enough that either man could win. Dariush added that the fight's outcome may come down to how well Islam adjusts to the pace and power of the welterweight division.
I'm gonna lean now towards JDM.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like the size will make a difference. Cardio-wise, JDM has great cardio. Maybe I'm wrong, but now this is all feel. This is one of the few fights where I can't really give you a clear answer. So I just feel like JDM.
Former UFC fighter Jason Mayhem Miller recently gave his colorful take on the upcoming clash between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena. Known for his unfiltered opinions and sense of humor, Miller admitted that he usually backs fighters with V at the end of their names, a nod to the dominance of Dagestani grapplers like Makhachev. However, he recognized that this fight might be different, pointing out the clear size difference and the physical strength Jack brings into the cage.
You know, my money is on the guy with the V at the end of his last name. And this might be a little different because we saw, Jack is a big boy, like a hoss, really, for that weight class. I was like, oh my goodness, he looked like a battle toad. Like you just saw such a big man for that weight class. And Khamzat, he looks like he sucks to get down to that weight, you know? So going up, it's gonna be like, he'll be a bit smaller.
Miller praised Islam's technical skill and wrestling ability, but noted that moving up in weight could present new challenges against a naturally larger opponent. He acknowledged that Jack has shown solid defensive wrestling and countering ability in recent fights, but still sees room for improvement when facing a grappler of Makhachev's level. While impressed by both fighters' skill sets, Miller stopped short of making a firm prediction, calling the matchup one of the most intriguing and unpredictable bouts of the year.
Depending upon how he puts the weight and whatever, and if there's been enough time between. But coming down to skill-wise, it looks like the wrestling will be the big factor. Jack had excellent counter wrestling in that last match, but the takedowns were more straightforward. They were more, that was like kind of a tune-up for this fight. Now, look, the beauty of this sport is Jack can figure out some more details that he didn't have in that last fight, and even improve his wrestling by leaps and bounds, depending on who he trains with, and really like be a new fighter by the time he gets there. But likelihood is that the takedowns will become a factor, and then it'll be a conditioning test.
Islam Makhachev's longtime coach, Javier Mendez, recently discussed his fighter's preparation ahead of the UFC 322 showdown against Jack Della Maddalena. Having overseen Islam's entire career at American Kickboxing Academy, Mendez expressed full confidence in how well Makhachev has adjusted to the welterweight division. He noted that Islam's current size and conditioning make him a natural fit for 170 pounds, emphasizing that that weight will not be an issue in this fight.
Unbelievable. When I came into camp, you know, because I've been here in Dubai all this time, and I saw him for the first time over a month ago, and I'm looking at him like, what the heck? I go, wow, he's solid. You know, so I was very impressed with that, number one. I said, how do you feel? He goes, great, coach. And, you know, I watched him train. I watched what he was doing, and I was so impressed. And then he did his first sparring, and I was blown away.
Mendes commended Islam's dedication and mindset, describing him as the type of athlete every coach wants to work with. He expressed strong confidence in Makhachev's growth, saying that Islam is already their pound-for-pound fighter and that a new, improved version of him will be on display in this matchup. Mendes noted that while many still overlook Islam's depth and skill, his composure and discipline will show why he stands apart when he faces Della Maddalena.
I was blown away how good he got, how well he adjusted to the weight. I was blown away. So I'm very confident in him, and regardless what anybody says, he's still number one pound for pound in my eyes. So that's my guy, pound for pound number one, Islam Makhachev. And the new version of him is coming, you know, November 15th at Madison Square Garden, you know, and he will be the new welterweight UFC champion.
As UFC 322 approaches, the clash between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena stands as one of the most anticipated and evenly matched fights in recent memory. With Makhachev stepping up to welterweight in pursuit of a second title, opinions across the MMA world highlight both the scale of his ambition and the risks involved. Many believe his wrestling and composure will guide him through, while others see Della Maddalena's size, striking, and pressure as real threats. Surrounded by respect, intrigue, and high stakes, this bout is more than a test of skill, as it is a defining moment that will shape the next chapter of Islam Makhachev's legacy.